Fair use in effect. Hot dog. Today we are serving a recap of Tyler Perry's Sistas. Season 7, Episode 1. Entitled, New Beginnings. Hot dog. Season 7 looks a little different than Sistas Season 6 did. There has been a switch-up with some members of the male cast. Andy's new man, Jordan, has been recasted. It seems that old Jordan went to work over at NCIS. I was watching NCIS, and I saw old Jordan there, and I thought, how did you get here? You're not supposed to be here. Hashtag Deborah Cox. LOL. Hot dog. Anyway, the new Jordan is cool too. I think he's fun. He brings a different vibe as to what a guy can be like. Let's normalize nice guys. Hot dog. However, some people are speaking out that they are not buying the chemistry between Andy and new Jordan. And some people are saying that they find their interaction to be corny. However, so far it looks great to me. What are your thoughts on new Jordan and old Andy? LOL. Hot dog. If you were Andy, would you like a man like Jordan? Or would you be repulsed at the level of cornflakes you would need to eat on the daily? LOL. Hot dog. Next up, we are missing two of our regulars. Namely, Preston, who is played by actor Trinity Whiteside, and Calvin, who is played by Anthony Dalton. Sadly, both of these guys are not in Season 7 Episode 1, at all. They have vanished. Disappeared. Gone. However, we do see a lot more of Danny's new love interest, Tony, who is played by Brandon Wellington. Put your ice cream in the chat if you would date a guy like new Jordan. Now let's dig into the highlights of the show. Danny has found a good man in Tony. Danny wakes up from her dream where she is being traumatized in the airport parking lot. Then we see her man Tony there to console her. Everything is the same in Danny's room. The walls are still orange, her comforter is still white-based floral, and the painting on the wall is still bright. The only mega difference is that Danny's new hairstyle is gold blonde braids. We actually love this hairstyle on Danny, it gives her more of a hot girl look. Hot dog. Not that we were complaining about her other looks. It's just something about the gold blonde braids on Danny making her look like a snack. Danny looks more fun now. The other hair gave her an older serious vibe. Anyway. Let's get back to the scene. Tony starts talking to Danny about therapy to heal from the trauma. What an amazing friend to have. It could be that Danny is dating a POS and the person just laughs at her and tells her to get over it. Or, some people will just tell you that you are strong. However, Tony is looking out for Danny's best interest and tries to influence her to seek therapy. Then, later in the show we see that Tony goes into the bathroom and calls Sabrina to come over to talk to Danny about seeking therapy. Sabrina cuts her time short with Rich, and quickly goes over to see Danny. As Tony exits the bathroom, Sabrina knocks on Danny's front door. Tony exits Danny's bachelor apartment. And Sabrina enters. Sabrina immediately starts talking to Danny about therapy. Now these are real friends. Danny is truly blessed to have real friends in her life. Some people in the streets don't believe that the Sistas crew are friends at all. However, the fact that Sabrina left the opportunity to hanky-panky with Rich just to drive over to Danny's place, to talk about Danny's mental health says a lot. Sabrina could have had that conversation with Danny over the telephone. However, Sabrina is truly Danny's friend. Next part, Andy and Gary. We continue to see the depiction of good men in Sistas. This is truly a relief from seeing so much bad in Gary, Hayden, and Kay, to name a few. Thank God that we get to see the good in male characters like Jordan. The scene opens up with Andy and Jordan at Andy's gorgeous penthouse condominium. Penelope and Gary arrive for dinner. Andy and Jordan are lovey-dovey, and Gary is seething about it. He rolls his eyes and everything. Hot dog. Yes, Gary is still around. Penelope is still under Gary's demonic spell. It must be so hard to be pregnant for someone who you find out is a complete psychopath narcissist monster. Is Penelope playing the long con game? After all, Penelope looked uncomfortable around Gary, and it did not look like she was feeling it when Gary tried to kiss her. Anyway, the dinner did not turn out the way that Andy intended it to. Andy stated that she held the dinner because Jordan misses spending time with his sister, and she thinks it's a good idea to eradicate all and any lingering animosity between them. However, Gary was so rude and so nasty to Andy. Gary was adamant that Andy has a hidden motive for inviting them over. Gary then takes it upon himself to make a $100,000 donation to Jordan's campaign as soon as he learns that Jordan is running for city council, which leads to a career as mayor. Andy doesn't want Jordan to take the money from Gary. However, Penelope makes a fuss about it and suggests that Jordan accept it since Gary is raising the white flag. Then, later on we see Penelope disgusted, when she finds Gary feeling himself and smelling Andy's undies at the same time. Once Penelope expresses her disgust, Gary does the narcissist thing, and flips it on Penelope. He starts blaming her, saying that she is not giving him attention, so he has to resort to this. Typical narcissist playbook tactic. Gary is a psychopath, and I wonder, what exactly did he endure during his childhood? Next part, Karen's new salon. In this scene, Karen is wearing a bright orange long-sleeved top with a deep button-down V-neckline. The color looks amazing on Karen. She is wearing it with light khaki pants. This is definitely a relaxed look for Karen. Pam, on the other hand, stole the runway. Pam was wearing all-blue jean everything, otherwise known as a Canadian tuxedo. Pam's hair looks so good. Super black and thick and wavy. The hair is long down to her waist. Pam looked more professional. Karen should have worn a better bottom. Preferably a bright color. The light khaki looks too chill. That is more of a lounging color, you know, one that you would wear at home or on vacation. Definitely not to work. Oh. No. Karen gets a 5 out of 10 for this outfit. Sorry, Karen girl. Your face looked gorgeous though. The face got a 10. Anyway, back to the scene, we get to see Pam and Karen and their developing professional relationship. In the past, Karen normally treats Pam like trash. You never really see Karen bigging up Pam. However, now we see that Pam is a social media influencer. She is marketing her hair care product, Roots to Riches. And at the same time, Pam is marketing Karen's new salon location, which is now called Karen's Fresh Start. The salon looks really good. We also see that Karen has a baby bump. When Karen and Pam gets to talking, we get to find out that Brian the contractor and his wife are battling relationship problems. And they are separated. Pam makes fun of Karen, and lets her know that she may be the catalyst as to why Brian is having problems in his marriage. Hot dog. If we think about it though, in the previous season, Brian was way too out there with Karen. He was getting too close, offering her his kids' used clothes. Hot dog. Brian is bright like a night light. Some people could find an offer like that offensive. Also, some people would not accept that on a spiritual level. Hot dog. Hot dog. Also, do you remember when Brian offered to drive Karen to the site? Even though she let it be known that she had her own mode of transportation. Hot dog. I have learned to never get in the car with people. Even if it is a female, and even if it is your friend or family member. If you have your own vehicle, it is best to keep your power and drive yourself. Protect your peace, if you know what I mean. A lot of the times, people want you in their car so that you in a lower power position than them. It doesn't mean that they have to physically harm you. It could mean that they have an easier to time controlling you through manipulation. See, once you are in their car, you feel the need to please them. If they say they are going to stop off somewhere, then all of a sudden you are going somewhere unknown. You have no idea what is waiting there for you. This can also mean that you end up meeting people who you have no business meeting. For example, they stop off somewhere and they tell you to come with them into the store. This could all be planned by the person you are with. However, they make it seem like it's happening spontaneously once you are in their car. Anyway, I wonder what happened between Karen and Brian in the car? I mean, how much time could they have spent together for their interaction to impact his marriage so gravely? The show is depicting Karen as a loosey-goosey. So maybe Karen broke him off. LOL. Hot dog. Just joking. I don't think Karen did that. Sabrina gets her old job back. We see Sabrina in her office on the phone with Maurice. Sabrina brings up Calvin, and asks Maurice if he and Calvin will be flexing the streets that night. Maurice lets Sabrina know that Calvin moved out and he is now with a European-American girl. This actually sucks because this leads us fans to believe that Calvin has been written off of Sistas. Sabrina feels hurt that Calvin did not visit her to say goodbye. However, Maurice consoles her, letting her know that Calvin did not have the strength to see her and say goodbye because it would influence him to stay. Maurice then pops the question, and asks Sabrina if she thinks that she will ever fall in love again. Hot dog. Then we see Rich enter Sabrina's office and it is clear that Sabrina is not thinking about Calvin, nah. Hot dog. I wonder what is going to happen to Maurice's character. What will his storyline become? Will Maurice get his job back at Brookhaven Bank and then give up his OF for the new dude? Will Maurice go to therapy? We don't want to see Maurice written off the show. Maurice and Sabrina's friendship is amazing. Maurice will do anything necessary for her. Yep. Hot dog. Last part, Zach, Michael and Fatima. Last season Michael's mom, Heather, calls the police on Zach and Fatima, and Michael ends up in the foster care system. We see Zach stressing out about Michael being in foster care, and getting used to a family that is not his own. Although Zach is stressed out, it is great to see him care so much about Michael. A lot of people are under the impression that you cannot be a good father if you never had a father in your home. However, Zach has busted that stereotype wide open. Zach is a loving boyfriend to Fatima and a loving father to Michael. In this episode we get to see how amazing Fatima is with Zach. Fatima suggests that Zach call Andy to discuss getting custody of Michael. If Fatima was a lesser woman, she would have brushed Zach's feelings off, or even try to make him feel better by putting him to bed. However, Fatima's professionalism shines through. We do believe that Fatima is going to be an excellent mother. On the flip side, we feel awful to say it. But we do believe that Karen won't be the most patient mom. Zach definitely upgraded when he got with Fatima. This episode was definitely about seeing the positivity in Zach and Fatima's relationship. Put your ice cream in the chat if you believe that Zach and Fatima have a healthy relationship. Like this video. Tag a friend. Come on, subscribe now. Stay connected to get more. We are elevating our minds in these pop culture streets. So let's level up. And conquer the day. Kiss kiss. Sexy Brain TV.